You're very welcome to Dublin, where the local time is 10 minutes to 12.
Here, it's coming.
Down that camera.
So there you are. Oh, Thomas, you want to take on this time?
No.
Okay. This way.
I won't see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely time. Enjoy your trip. And I know Thomas, you'll all fall in love with Thomas.
There are a few things that
Staunch and Sophia, yeah, indeed. Yeah, lovely, that's lovely, yeah.
Alter Schwede, ey. Wahnsinn. Wir haben fließendes Wasser, einen Kühlschrank, Malbec, ein richtig guter Rotwein. Hier bleiben wir. Oh, ich werde hier sehr gut schlafen. Wahnsinn.
Idea of the experience is the same, is that people slow down, people get into nature, they have family time together. More modern now is to get away from screens, but fundamentally just that whole idea of getting into nature, back to basics.
You need to be prepared to slow down, and we often get people that come from big cities in Germany and other places, and they find that it's a big change.
As an idea, the holiday is the same, but the structure of it is always progressing, I suppose, with what people's expectations are now, what the trends are for people, things like that. So it is always growing and changing. But the ethos and the kind of concept about why we started is still actually the same very much.
And then you have to be a little bit resourceful, because you don't have a restaurant at every stop. So you have to be prepared to do a little bit of the cooking yourself, and you have to perhaps travel on your bicycle or whatever to the nearest shop to buy food, and all these little things which are simple, but it's turning back the clock.
It's very practical. And then for us, I suppose, an important thing is that people come with a mindset of it will be relaxing, but there are times where we really have to concentrate and pay attention, and common sense is probably more important than horse experience in that respect. So just thinking about like cause and effect, and so really following our training, that what we teach is the best and clearest way to do things. But fundamentally I suppose just a sense of adventure and kind of excitement for something new, and a willingness to slow down.
If you're happy with him, I would imagine it would be him.
Yeah.
He's normally used for things like this, you know, where he's just very gentle.
Very photogenic as well, yeah.
We always try and kind of match the horse personality with the tourist personality.
And it means you can't do anything in a rush, which is basically what the holiday is about fundamentally anyway, but equally people are kind of jump out of the taxi, which one is mine, you know, and we have to say like, I'm really sorry but we don't know yet, which sounds crazy, but it does show that things have to kind of be done slowly, and that you settle in here and we just need to get to know people. So the holiday always involves a night here so that we can take the time to get to know people. And sometimes people are confident, sometimes they're nervous, sometimes they're kind of quietly confident, but they don't want to say they're confident in case it's more complicated that way. So it's like they're kind of being unsure, so you have to take a time. If you ask how do you feel, like the answer's not always 100% clear. It's like, well, I don't know, maybe, we're not sure. So you have to just give them a bit of time to settle in and kind of get a feeling for the place. And some of the more memorable things are just like the kids and how they get so attached to the horses, and a lot of people come back and they want the same horse each year because it's their horse and it's kind of part of their family. And we get Christmas presents for horses in the post. We get postcards for the horses sent to us. Like we get all sorts of stuff. So like it's as much meeting people and seeing the Irish landscape, but also the relationship with the horses is huge.
That's nice and loud. Then stop. Whoa. Okay, and then go up.
Es ist unglaublich. Es bringt echt runter. Alleine das Geräusch, oder? Von den Hufen finde ich unglaublich beruhigend.
I would say you'll always see it as a different perspective. So, I mean, a lot of people are travelling these days with a rental car or their own car, I think.
Yeah.
But you go through places an awful lot quicker. So you kind of zoom through somewhere and you see a little bit through the window, but you're not like feeling it, smelling it, hearing it. You know, you're not getting all the senses going. So you're a little bit higher on a caravan than a car. So you see over the hedges, you kind of see little things, people working in their garden, animals in a field. And so you're seeing it
From a unique vehicle as
yeah,
well.
from a unique vehicle, and then
From a
just
viewpoint.
in a slow way that you're really taking it in rather than just zooming through it.
Der hat mich gerade angeschnauzt. Gesundheit.
We had people from Denmark come back 2 or 3 years ago,
grandparents.
and they had been with the caravans in the 70s before I was even born. And I was saying, welcome back, I wasn't here the first time, but you know, it's nice to see you again. And they came with their kids and their grandkids, so it was 3 generations came back. One big thing in our world now is how little time people have just as a family, not, you know, watching TV or whatever it is, just like downtime and the basics of like playing cards or a board
Well, yeah,
game
you
or
can
sitting
see
around a
them,
fire. You see sometimes even with parents, they're kind of, what do we do with the kids?
Yeah, they're like, they
you
turn
know,
up
like, is there a
what
playground
do
or
we
is
do?
there a fun park, or, you know, the kind of the normal kind of things to do.
Yeah.
Like it's just nature,
And then
and
you
it's
can
like,
say
how do we cope?
yeah.
But they adapt, and
You can say something simple like, well, you know, you could go and maybe try and collect some firewood and then maybe try and make a campfire. And they're like, oh, I never thought of that. And then you see them all and they all head off and they pick up.
big project.
And they come over here and they light their little fire and then everybody's around and they're like, kind of
bonding
yeah, they're
essentially. It sounds a
essentially-
little cheesy, but
Yeah.
it is just those little kind of family moments.
Well, I would hope that they would find it relaxing and a great opportunity to bond with family or friend or whatever, and they do that, and they all say that they haven't had time to really sit down and talk to their children or so, but they have to on this holiday. If you're in a small caravan with somebody for 3 or 4 hours, you have to talk.
Also heute Abend gibt es Spaghetti. Back to the roots. Das schmeckt bestimmt besser, als es aussieht. Das ist typisch irisch, bekannt für die Region hier in Mayo. Du weißt, wenn Spaghetti durch sind, wenn sie an der Wand kleben bleiben. Okay. Aber nicht durch.
Yeah, they were very, very sweet. They had a little girl, but their relationship was kind of in trouble. But they'd booked the holiday, and for her, they wanted to do it anyway, even though things weren't so
they
perfect
arrived
at home.
not on speaking terms.
They weren't talking.
When they got out of the taxi, it was like all very cold. Do you remember?
Oh, totally. And so, but they did it because of their lovely little girl, and they ended up like giggling teenagers at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Totally happy, totally refound their whole relationship.
Yeah,
And then we've stayed in contact with them as well, and it's just really lovely, yeah. And so now I see the little girl like growing up a little bit just via Facebook, but it's still like everything's very, very sweet. So you kind of, we can't really take credit, but just the small caravan and the romantic scenery and whatever it was, obviously worked for them. So there's all sorts of stories like that, definitely.
Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Gut geschlafen?
Ja. Und selber?
Ja, ich habe auch echt. Oh, die Sonne scheint voll. Das ist cool. Heute werden wir weiter tiefer hinein in die Landschaft der Wicklow-Hügel reiten. Was ist in einem?
Ja.
Das ist kein Problem, hm? So, boy, take it. Ja, fein. Sonnencreme, Sonnenschutzfaktor 30.
Some people say it was the best holiday of their lives. These would be people who were accustomed to going on sort of sun holidays, flying to the Canaries and so on, and then they find a little holiday in a little village in the west of Ireland is comparable to that, and that's very satisfying for us.
Wenn ich jetzt auf die Tage mit dem Pferdewagen zurückblicke, dann finde ich, dass das ein Urlaub ist, der ungemein entschleunigt, weil man wirklich mit dem Pferd geht, mit der Pferdegeschwindigkeit geht und in der Zeit dann wirklich schöne, grüne irische Landschaft an sich vorbeiziehen sieht und die Gedanken schweifen lassen kann in der Zeit. Also klar, man ist auch ein bisschen konzentriert auf die Straße, aber dadurch, dass es so langsam geht, ist das einfach eine schöne Möglichkeit, um wirklich abzuschalten. Und auch schön ist, dass man zwar immer die Stationen hat, wo man weiß, man kommt da abends an, da gibt es eine Toilette, da gibt es eine Dusche, also das ist irgendwie alles sicher und so ein Heimathafen, den man ansteuert, aber unterwegs ist man einfach mit sich alleine und hat so das Gefühl von Abenteuer und Loslassen, weil man zwar weiß, man kommt irgendwie an, aber es ist auf der Reise gar nicht wichtig, weil der Tag alleine zählt und man schaut, wie das Wetter ist es schön oder ist es ein bisschen bewölkt und man ist so eins mit der Natur. Man hat dieses Pferd vor sich und mit sich und das ist auch Teil des Teams. Also das finde ich ist wirklich spannend gewesen zu sehen, wie man dieses Pferd auch kennenlernt in der Zeit, was für eine Persönlichkeit ein Pferd hat und weiß dann schon, wann es sich wohlfühlt und wann es sagt, so, das hätte ich aber gerne Pause. So, das lernt man kennen. Und das ist so eine Gemeinschaft, die dann entsteht. Und das ist ein unglaublich schönes Gefühl, weil man so eins wird. Also mit dem Tag, man wacht dann mit der Sonne auf, hat den Tag vor sich mit dem Pferd und abends kommt man dann an. Es ist wirklich, das ist so lebendig, dieser Urlaub. Also es ist was anderes, als in einem Hotel zu sein, auf jeden Fall. Aber wer sowas macht, der ist auch nicht der Hotelurlauber. Also sowas macht man, um runterzukommen, um sich mal wieder zu spüren. Und dafür, ist das einfach perfekt.